Prodovite. Nutrition that gets in.
It is my privilege and pleasure to introduce Mike and Tammy Sims. Mike, please come on and chime in.
Okay, thank you, sir. I appreciate that very much. Hello, team out there. My name is Mike Sims, as Bill mentioned, and my wife's name is Tammy Sims, and we also have a daughter who's 17. Her name is Brianna Sims. And one of the things that just backing up a little bit about how I kind of got involved and kind of how I got introduced to this wonderful team was through acquaintance by the name of Randy Morris. Long story short, he called me one night, and we were just talking about it, and I can hear the excitement in his voice about how he was talking about the product, and he was very convincing. He was convicted. You can just kind of hear it on his, you can hear it in his voice. He was convicted. And, he just kept talking about it, and like I said, I could sense his excitement, and he mentioned one thing that had touched my heart, which was anxiety and depression, and that's one of the things that my daughter is having some challenges with, and has been for quite some time. And then at that point, I kind of said, I stopped him and I said, "Hold on a minute, Randy." I said, "Did you mention anxiety and depression?" And he said, "Yeah." He's like, and I said, "Okay, listen." I says, "You got my interests, so why don't we get together and you can tell me a little bit more about what you're talking about?" And that's kind of how I got introduced to Prodovite. And from that point, we had Mike and Mike Rainey come over, and Abner come over. Actually, Mike Rainey came over first and just sat down. He came over with his son. And we sat down, and then that's when you came in, Bill, on the conversation there. And Mike really kind of set me at ease, and said, "Look, I just want to go over some things." And he started talking about all the people that was getting help from Prodovite, and really kind of piqued my interest. And I said, "Well, if this is something that can help my daughter, then I'm all for it. I think if she can be helped by this, then I'm game." So that's kind of how we got started. And also, of course, my wife, and she's sitting right here with me. And we had about 4 months ago or so, again, try to make it a long story short, but she had some challenges, and you want to chime in and kind of talk about what's happened
sure.
to you?
My lovely health challenges. I had some breathing challenges. I had a very bad asthma attack. My thyroid decided not to act properly. My lung function was down to 43%. I literally could not walk from the couch to the bathroom without having to rest for about a half hour. It escalated from there. I was in and out of the hospital, all kinds of tests on the kidneys and the liver and the heart and all that. And I was just plain out exhausted. When Randy and Bobby had talked to us about the product, Mike came over, again, showed us what was going on, set us both at ease. I started using the Prodovite, and I haven't felt this way, I think, in my entire life, let alone in the last 4.5 months. And I want to also give you a little testimony about my daughter. She was on it for about a week, and then she was going down the shore with her friend Friday through tonight, and she called me at work and said, she was taking the Prodovite and the Brain Reward, and she's felt wonderful on it. And she called me at work on Thursday and said, "What am I going to do this weekend? I'm going away, and you got, the stuff is going to be here at the house." And I said, "You take it. I don't want you to be without it." And she was like, "Oh, thank God." Because she knows how good she feels on it, and she didn't want to go the weekend without having to use it. And that's coming from a 17-year-old kid. So
we were pretty excited about that.
I was very excited about that.
So, yeah, just to give you a kind of little testimony about myself, too, when Mike came over. I believe it was a Saturday night. He was gracious enough to come over here on Saturday night, and he has a family life with kids, his kids, and he took time out of his day to come over and meet with us, and I thought that was phenomenal. And sat down with us, and again, long story short, wound up taking one of the moments, the Prodovite moments, and kind of took it back, and that was my first taste of it and my first test of it, and then wound up getting a bottle and started on it this past Sunday. So really, about a week and a day, we've pretty much I've been taking Prodovite. Now I started out just taking the Prodovite, and 1 ounce in the morning, and I first of all I thought it right away, but then the next day I don't know if it was because we were so excited about the business itself or just excited about the product. I think it was a little of both. But I like Tammy said, I hadn't felt like that in a long time. And I guess probably the first 4 days or 5 days, I just felt amazing. And I lost up to this point right now, without really changing any of my diet or anything, doing anything different, I lost about 9 pounds so far. And I don't have anything different. The one thing I did notice was that it really curbed my appetite. I'm not eating as much, and I feel more focused and sharper, and it's amazing. I just want to be out there, and I want to share it with other people. So that's pretty much our testimony in a short synopsis. So yeah, I don't know if you have anything to ask or whatever, Bill.
Yeah, that was wonderful. I do want to add that when you spoke to Randy wasn't talking about all the benefits the product had for everybody. He really related a personal experience of how it had helped his situation. He's in a high-stress position, high-stress job, and this really, from my recollection, helped his anxiety and all the pressures and stresses he's got. It helped him handle those, the brain reward and the Prodovite helped him handle those a lot better. And I believe he's on the line, so when we open it up, he'll certainly be able to chime in and give that. But, that relating a personal experience like you've done tonight is, aside from all the science that we've got, is absolutely the most valuable information that lets people know just how the products are affecting your lives and how that's affecting your attitude and your joy and your ability to live life. And you told me earlier today that really the way that it had affected Brianna was just the most important thing to you.
Yes, absolutely, Bill. Outside of my Lord, my family is the most important thing to me.
And speaking of that, if I may interject, my daughter's been struggling with this for a couple months, and I guess it was a couple days before Randy actually called Michael. I had prayed that something would come along that could help my daughter and it not be a pharmaceutical. I just really did not want to go that route with her.
Yeah.
And then the next thing I knew, my husband came home from work and said that he was talking to Randy and that, his daughter had similar symptoms, and it really helped her. And I had to drop to my knees. So I just, it's done wonders so far, and it's only been a week and some odd days.
Well, I'm so thankful again for the privilege of being able to be a part of your life experience and a part of improving the quality of your life. And you've got a family. While this is while there is a personal business, this is a family. And you'll hear Paul say this many times. You're not alone. We are here to support you, and I'm confident that you're seeing that already. And it's going to play out even more, that we're going to get the opportunity to join together in such a meaningful way that we can affect and influence and change the quality of life for so many people. Thank you, guys.